Hello everyone, welcome back to our channel. Today I'm going to show you our first tutorial in Dynamo. In real practice, a lot of time you have a lot of rooms on the same floor plan, and sometimes by an accident, you create some of those leaders for the room text, which is quite annoying. Of course, you can select all the room text all together and click this a couple of times to make sure that they are all gone. But that will get rid of those leaders that you really want to keep them. So this is when we can use this script. So I'm going to come over here, make sure it's running, and click it. It will bring me automatically to the room text, which have the leaders. So I will just get rid of it. And next one, you see this very tiny leader here, I can get rid of it and move to the next one, so on and so forth. And I'm going to show you how to write those. And let's get started. First of all, I am going to delete all of this and then start from categories. And of course, I'm going to choose room tags. The next thing I'm going to select is all elements of category in view. That's great. I'm going to bring this in. And the view is our active view. So I'm going to type in active view. It needs a document input. That is our current document that we are working on. So I'm just going to type in current. And then I will bring it in. All good. So then we come over here. You will find a list of room tags here. We have 12 room tags. Their index vary from 0 to 11, which is great. And then the next thing I want you to do is right-click it and call Python. Bring it in. It's very simple. Just click it, delete all the codes here, and type in in0 out equals to it, and save and run. So you will see that this looks exactly like the one here. We are simply creating the output equals to the input. So if I'm typing here, because it's a list, so I'm using this to call the first item in the list. You will get the first room tag, which is this one. We will have Python tutorials for you. So if you are not very familiar with it, don't worry about it. If you are an expert in Python, I'm sure you can follow everything I'm talking about right here. So we have called out the first item, which is this room tag with the ID 1235380, which is great. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to type in a period and capitalize P, just parameter, and I'm going to save and run. You will see that it create another list right here, right? Make sure that it's running automatic. It will give you a list of information of things just embedded in this room tag. Again, we have 12 items, range from 0 to 11. So you will find that in the index 7, this item is leader line yes. So that means that this room tag has a leader on it. So click it. Yes, it does have it. So which is great. What we're going to do the next is we already figured out the index, which is 7. That's great. So I'm going to type in 7 right here, which is calling that specific item and running it. It says leader line yes. And now I want to understand the type of it, which is very simple. I'm just going to type in TYPE parentheses and the other parentheses and hit run. And it says Revit elements parameter. So this item 7 in this parameters list is a Revit element parameter, right? It's not a typical type of data inside of Python. So when we want to play with it, it's going to be tricky. What we can do to turn it into a typical Python data type is very simple. We can simply just, right now, remember it's grayish. We can just type in str, which is turning it into a string. And now it changed its color to orange or yellow. So it is a string right now. So if we type in TYPE, parentheses for both sides, and then hit run, you will see the class is a string, which is beautiful. We want that. So what we're going to do the next is very, very simple. We're just going to do type in Python again, bring this in. A lot of room tags are embedded in this list. So what we're going to do is we are going to write a for loop again. If you know what is a for loop, congratulations. If you don't, please check our future tutorials. But for now, just follow my instruction. So for I in IN, that is basically saying for every single item in this IN, if I parameter 7 equals to whatever it's writing here, that means there is a leader attached to it. So I'm going to click this one here and get rid of the type. Just hit OK. And it says leader line. And you see that there's a space here. I don't know why they said it that way. It's weird, but we are just going to respect it. Otherwise, it's not going to work. So we have to respect it. Leader line, and then space, and then colon, and then space again, and then yes. The next thing I'm going to do is close it with another quotation mark. Colon again. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to type in out append and append this I. Of course, if you know Python, even just a little bit, you know that we have to create out equals a list here. And then let's run it. You will realize that it's not going to work. It says it's an empty list. Why is that? That's because, remember, this thing is a what? Let's type it in again. It is a Revit element parameters, right? That's its type. And this is a simple string. So we have to make it into a string first. And then let's hit again. Now it's working. So in this case, if I click it here, it's bringing me there. Okay, I can decide to turn that off. And again, because it's running automatically, it's just updating it. So I click this one off, click this one off, click this one, and bring me to the last one. I want to keep this one. So it is great. It's doing its job. Of course, you don't have to really look into it to find the number. We have another way to ask the algorithm to find the right index number by going through every single parameters in that list. But it is kind of challenging to do it in our first tutorial. So I'm going to skip that for now. Insteadly, you can, of course, come over here and just find the parameter like what we did earlier. I'm going to get rid of all the parentheses. And then you can find it here. Oh, the leader line parameter is 7. So every company for their own family might have slightly difference in terms of index. So keep in mind, always check the index first and then change your code accordingly. Or as I said, I will teach you how to make it automatically fetch that data into your script in the future tutorial. Thank you so much, and I'm looking forward to see you in our next tutorial.